Yeah, right, guys. Just to let you know that this recipe includes the pastry cases that we did on the curd tarts. So if you want to know how to make the pastry cases, how to blind bake them, how to make the pastry, if you look back on my previous videos, look on the curd tart video, that shows you how to blind bake the cases. If you look to the one previous to that one, that's the short crust pastry as well. So let's crack on and get this done. Cheers. Right guys, welcome to the lemon meringue pie recipe. What we're going to do is 3 stages. So the first stage is the lemon pie filling. So you need some cornflour, some sugar, 4 egg yolks, a couple of lemons, which is the rind and the juice, and we want a pint of water. You'll see 2 limes there. I just had them spare, so I'm using them up. First thing to do is grate the rind into the pan. Grate it over the pan, then you've got all your essential lemon oils going into the pan. Do it with both of them, and then cut them in half, and then you want to squeeze the juice out of them. I've got the old the old hand squeezer there, so I've done it over a sieve. Keep the pips out. Once you've got all that done, you want to add your pint of water into your pan, and then we're looking to sweeten it up. So we want 4 tablespoons of sugar, granulated sugar will do, and then for thickening we want 3 tablespoons of corn flour, and then give it a good old stir, get it all mixed in so there's no corn flour showing. It'll take 2 or 3 turns of the whisk and that'll be it. Then you need to put it onto your stove onto a medium heat, and you're going to slowly bring it to the boil, but you need to constantly keep stirring. You need to keep it moving, because the corn flour will sink to the bottom and will burn, and the sugar will also burn. So nothing else to do, just stand there, stir away. There, it's just coming up to the boil now, and it's starting to thicken. And now become quite thick. It will become a bit like a lemon curd. And you see, there we go. Now we want to cook this for about 30 seconds. Not too long, but while you're cooking it, keep stirring it, otherwise the sugar will burn. And then once we've cooked it out, we're cooking the flour, the corn flour out now. So once it's come to the boil and it's thickened up, what we need to do is take it off the heat after 30 seconds of cooking, and then we're going to put our egg yolks straight in, and that will cook the egg yolks, and the egg yolks will give it a lovely colour, lovely creaminess, and it will also help thicken it even more. There, can you see how thick that has gone now? So just imagine that cools down and that will set like a gel, and that's the corn flour working. So now I've literally just took it off the heat. I've got my 4 egg yolks, pour them in, and then you want to stir them in straight away, otherwise you'll get streaks of egg yolks all the way through it. Now this will make it even go thicker, because the egg yolks will cook a little bit like a creme anglaise, a bit like the custard, and it gives such a lovely yellow colour to it, and it also gives it a richness. So that's them. Now that is cooked through. I'll give it a taste, see what the sugar content's like. Oh, that is just perfect. And that's 4 heat tablespoons of sugar and 3 heat tablespoons of corn flour, a pint of water, 2 whole lemons, the juice of, and also the rind, and I had 2 spare limes, so I put the limes in anyway. All adds to flavour, doesn't it? So there we go. Now I'll leave that to cool for about a minute, 2 minutes, and then I'm going to put it into the cases. Here's the cases that that we blind baked earlier, and then I've literally just filled them so they're just off the top. The same with the large flan case. I've just poured it in, Then you want to leave them to cool down on the bench for 20 minutes, and then they want to spend at least half an hour in the fridge. You want the lemon curd to set. Right, so now we're going to go on to the meringue stage, which is cornflour again, granulated sugar or caster sugar, either or, and the 4 egg whites that when you separated the 4 egg yolks for the lemon pie filling, these are the 4 egg whites, so there's nothing wasted. So to start with, you want to weigh out 200 grams of sugar. Like I say, caster or granulated will do. Then you want to put your egg whites into your mixing bowl. Now you can use an electric hand whisk, etc. Just use the same method. And then you want to put it onto a medium speed. You want to just at the start just to break down the whites, and then take it up to full speed. Once it's whipped up on full speed, you're looking for something like this. This is slightly over whipped, but it will still do. Set it away, and then slowly but surely, by tablespoon, you need to start adding your sugar. Keep on going. Don't be tempted to throw it all in at once, because it will be really quick, but you won't end up with meringue. So slowly but surely, about every 5-10 seconds, put another tablespoon of sugar in. Once you've got all the sugar in, leave it to beat for about 10 seconds, and then we want to put the cornflour in, the 1 tablespoon of cornflour. Now this is going to stabilise the meringue. This is going to stop it from collapsing when you take it out the oven. Once you've got it in there, give it a good beat for about 10-15 seconds, and then take it off. And this is what your meringue should look like. Really stiff. I won't bother putting it over my head like they do on MasterChef. And now we're going to put it all together. I'm using a piping bag, but you could just put it on with a palette knife, just put it on with a spoon. I took 2/3 of the mixture and put it into my piping bag, and that's going to go on to the 6 individual meringue cases, and the other third is going to go onto the large one. Now, I haven't bothered putting a piping tube into the bag. I've just literally cut the end off. The main thing with this is you want to get the meringue so it's touching the pastry. You don't want any gaps between the pastry and the meringue. And that's just so you end up with a nice tight meringue up against the lemon, because otherwise the lemon will sweat if there's a gap and air gets in. You'll end up with like a watery consistency in between the two of them. So that's what you're looking for, is get right up to the pastry. I'm just doing 3 different designs there. I'm just pottering around, dead easy, because I've only got got the camera in one hand and the piping bag in the other. Now this is the other way. You could just use a spoon. I've just spooned that onto the pastry case, and then I've just dabbled the spoon over it, so you end up with peaks and troughs, so you get a nice bit of colour on it. They've gone into the oven at 160. Now the small ones only need to be in for 15 minutes. The larger one, I left it in for 25 minutes. Take them out of the oven and let them cool for about 10 minutes, and then you can take them out the cases, put them on a wire rack and let them go cold completely. And that's the same with the tart. Let it go cold completely, and then put them all in the fridge. They want to be in the fridge for an hour before you cut into them. Otherwise you'll find that the lemon curd will start leaking out, and it's not nice. This is one thing you have to have patience for, and this is the end result, and they were gorgeous. No cream required. Just enjoy.